morning. I know it's early, but we appreciate having you here. We appreciate all of our volunteers up here. Let's give all these volunteers a great round of applause right off the bat. They were here last night setting it all up. They're here this morning bright and early making sure it all works. Parents, give yourself applause for being here, for supporting your students. They might not appreciate it right now, but they will in the future. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with this is almost like the adventure movies. Going out, finding treasure, putting the treasure into goals. These giant wiffle balls are called artifacts. You'll hear me refer to those as artifacts throughout the time. And these robots are going to be shooting these at the goals. I do want to remind everybody that gambling is not necessarily appropriate inside of schools. So taking over-under odds of how many times me or one of the officials will get hit by one of these artifacts, not appropriate. If you do, we'll take 10% of the cut, please. Speaking of fun, speaking of money, out in the Commons, we have a couple great groups working there. We have the Lawson Robotics Booster Club. They have the concession stand out there. They've got a lot of food options. They have hot dogs. They have pulled pork sandwiches. You can get nachos with pulled pork on it. They have candy, chips, soda, water, Gatorade. They have all that stuff if you need that. And if you are broke because your kid took all of your money, they also take credit cards out there as well. And then if you want a souvenir t-shirt, we have a lady out here making souvenir t-shirts that could either get the 3rd annual Lawson Decode shirt, or she's got some special robotics. There's not a whole lot of robotics swag out there, so here's your chance to get your swag. You can also get it for a surprise Christmas present for somebody. She does take cash. She has Venmo, and she said if you're cute or you sweet talk or you have a credit score over 830, she will take a credit card. So, ladies and gentlemen, as they are getting all these robots in here, first part of the game is going to be trying to get these artifacts into these goals. And you see these ramps here. These are called classifier ramps. They are going to try to fill those ramps up with these artifacts. Colin, they need to know where to set. All right. So as they fill up that ramp, they get points for every artifact in that ramp. Everyone over, once that ramp is full, the artifacts will go through, but they'll just keep dropping back to the floor. They do get a point for every single artifact that they go through. At the end, as Colin was saying, you have these 2 squares up front, one red, one blue. Those are bases. Pretend those are in the adventure movies, you know, that high cliff that's just suspended in air that you got to balance on. That's what they're doing with the robots. And if the judges decide that that robot could be completely supported by that base, that robot gets 10 points. If they can somehow get both robots in that base, they could get up to 30 points. So lots of ways to be able to earn points. And we do need the other robots up here. Again, I need Fire and Ice, Bison Bots Black number 2, Bison Bots Silver, and Bison Bots Green. So I need Fire and Ice and all the Bison Bots up here right now, please. Check 1, 2. Oddly enough, red team, you are over here by the blue goal. Blue team, you're over by the red goal. And we want to remind all drivers, all teams, when you come up here and you set your controllers down, do not use those stands to push yourself up. They're not strong enough to hold your body weight. So use your own strength to be able to stand up. As you can tell, everybody, there are 4 robots in the arena. They start off on opposite sides. We have these triangles set up showing where these robots are supposed to start out. When we get going, all the robots will have the first 30 seconds where they are going to be running on pre-programming. So it'll be all up to the robots. After those first 30 seconds, then the drivers can pick up the remotes. They take control, and that's when the craziness starts. Check 1, 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, to start off the match, all the robots have to be touching either the wall or a launch line, which if you look up at the goals where these 2 robots are closest to me, that line right up against the goal is called the depot. It is a launch line. So they have to be arranged in this alignment to start out. That will help their pre-programming, as well as you see the QR codes around the arena. These robots are programmed to be able to read those during the opening piece so they can do the parts they need to. Right here where I'm pointing, this obelisk has a code on it. That motif, that's going to tell them the motif of what they do. So this side here, you see purple, purple, green. If they get the artifacts in their classifier ramp as purple, purple, green, they get 2 points per artifact on top of already having them in that classifier ramp. All right, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we are ready to begin. First, we need to randomize the field. We're looking at motif 2. Colin will rotate this so the robots can see that code and read that. So, Red Alliance, are you ready? Blue Alliance, are you ready? Reps, are you ready? Scorekeeper, ready. FTA, ready. Crowd, are you ready for the first match of the season? Oh, we can do better than that. Crowd, are you ready? And 3, 2, 1, go! All right, they are off. As we mentioned earlier, these are all on their own. This is programming. There's one ref hit if you're doing over and under. There we go. There's 2 in. That is for blue. That is 21487. That's BisonBot Silver working. We have 7 seconds left in autonomous mode.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Now all the robots are off. You see 21487. That's BisonBot Silver working to get loaded up. The human teammate has loaded up. They are now trying to get over here. Whoa, 2209. Throwing artifacts outside. We got runners going to get those. So far, everybody's been safe. So far, right now, the blue team has 3 artifacts in their classifier ramp. Red team is still working. All right, 22093. That is BisonBot's screen from Lee's Summit. Firing in. The Blue Alliance now has 4 artifacts in theirs. Red Alliance is working to push the artifacts to their teammates. Here comes 22093, Bison Bots Kareem, setting up for another round. Pulling just a little bit left. That's pretty common for some NFL field goal kickers as well. Red working to fire into their goal. I don't know, there should be extra points for being able to fire it back into your own firing range. 21487, that's Bison Bot Silver out of Lee Summit. They got the target. That's 3 artifacts in. These classifier ramps can hold 9 artifacts. So far, Blue has 8. Red is working to get those artifacts loaded up. All right, now, as you take a look at that classifier ramp, if you look at the order, if it matches the motif here, they get extra points for that. And here we go. We got the end game. Now, all these robots are going to try to either continue firing artifacts into their classifier ramp. All right, our ref has now been hit 3 times. Now they're trying to get set up at base. So, they are working. That is it. That is time. So now you're looking to see which robots are in the base, which should be fully supported, which maybe not fully supported, but at least partially supported. Again, the scores on the board are just temporary. They are going to be counting them up, making those official. At this point, you have officials that are certifying the points. They'll be meeting with the teams, certifying with the teams. Those 3 the artifacts that they just slid down, the rest. Once the classifier ramp is full, all artifacts placed in are supposed to go all the way down the ramp back to the field. Those do count as points, not as many points as the ones that are locked in. Now, during the match, if a robot wants to come over and they want to open up that gate, all of these artifacts will flow back to the field. The team gets all the points for those artifacts, then they can start loading that classifier ramp up again. Waiting to approve all of the scores, making sure they're all official. All right, let's clear the field and let's get ready to see the score. Your winning group, Blue Team, wins the first match of the season. All right, now we need robot number 32402 for red, 27405 for red. Sorry, let me go back and do this again. I need 30741 red team, 19815 red team. I also need for the blue team 24054 and 27405. I need those robots up ready. That is Carnage Crushers and the Law for the red team. I need Robo Crusaders and Bison Bots Black number 1 for the blue team. We need some robots shifted around here. Red Alliance, you need your robots on the red goal side. So 30741. Yep, to start this one out, teams, you need the robot far enough away that you got to wave to say hi to it, all right? As you can see, plenty of strategies at work here. Blue Alliance this time setting up both their robots there in the front of the arena. Red Alliance having their robots, one front, one back here by the goal. Again, the robots have to be touching the triangle as well as the back line. Again, our 4 robots that we have out here for the Red Alliance. We have 30741 Carnage Crushers from Kearney, Missouri. We have 19815, the host school, the Law from Lawson. For the Blue Alliance, we have 24054. That's Robo Crusaders. That's Holy Cross Catholic School in Kansas City. And then you have 27405. That's Bison Bots Black from Lee Summit. All right, let's get ready for match 2. Let's randomize the field. We're looking at motif 1. We're going green artifact, purple, purple. All right, Red Alliance, are you ready? Blue Alliance, are you ready? Lots of enthusiasm this morning. Refs, are you ready? Scorekeeper, FTA. We need all photographers to back up behind the camera, please. Thank you. For your safety, please stay back behind the camera. All right, everybody's ready. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. And they're off. Again, this is autonomous mode. They are running on their own. Everybody's in position. So we have 30741. That's Carnage Crushers have moved. Now we are waiting 10 more seconds in autonomous mode. Again, this is all pre-programming. Early season, they are trying to figure out all the bugs.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
All right, here we go. Now it's driver mode. All these team members without driver's license now driving around the robots. We got 19815. That's the Law taking their shots at the goal. Working just a little shy. Over here, 27405. Taking shots. There's bouncing out. There we go. The first artifact for the Blue Alliance. Now you see as the robots go back to their home bases, they're setting up. That's just a bit over the top. 19815 setting up for another shot. Still high. Move it through. Watch out. That's 3 for 3 over the top. Good hands by our officials outside. We have a major struggle for the middle of the field. Here we go. Long shot. That's by the law. 3-0. Over here, 27405. That would be Bison Bots Black sending another one. Again, one thing teams cannot do is they cannot open up the gate for the other team. That results in penalties that the officials will assess towards the end. That's another official pegged. We're up to about 7 now. All right, there's a couple more artifacts into the blue alliance. That's 27405. Sorry. And now we're at the end game. Last 20 seconds. Robots trying to get the artifacts in here, as well as get set up in base. 27405, Bison Bots Black set up on their base. 24054. That's Robo Crusaders trying to get in. And that's the end. Stop all programs. All right, obviously, again, first time on the arena. Everybody figuring out the bugs, figuring out the rules. Artifacts in right now. Blue Lions, 2 artifacts in, 1 that was knocked out. After this match, we're going to take a short break so everybody can continue working on robots. After that break, we're going to have qualification match 3. That'll be for Red Alliance. It'll be 32402 and Robot 21487. For the Blue Alliance, it'll be Robot 30741 and Robot 24054. Again, that'll be after a short 5-minute break. Again, at this point, all the refs are talking to each other, figuring out who gets what points. They will confirm that with the teams, and then we will release the final scores. Again, any points you see that are up on the scoreboard, those are temporary. All right, let's clear the field and see the results for the second qualification match. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see the results from the second qualification match. The winning alliance is the Blue Alliance. Winner with 61 points for blue, 13 for red. Again, we are going to take a short competition break for all the robots to get adjustments and any type of changes they need done. After that competitive break, we will need Bison Bots Black number 2 and Bison Bots Silver for the red team. On the blue side, we'll need Carnage, Crushers, and Robo Crusaders. One minute, ladies and gentlemen. We have 1 minute. Again, for qualification match number 3, we'll need Bison Bots Black number 2 and Silver for the Red Alliance. For the Blue Alliance, we'll need the Carnage Crushers and the Robo Crusaders. We'll need you guys up here. We're supposed to begin in about 40 seconds. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we need robots at the field. Again, Bison Bots Black number 2 and Bison Bots Silver. You are the Red Alliance. Blue Alliance, we need the Carnage Crushers and the Robo Crusaders. We are starting now. When these teams start off, they can be preloaded with 3 artifacts. Robots are allowed to hold up to 3 artifacts, no more than that. At the beginning, you see the FTA going around looking at all of the drivers' remotes, making sure all the settings are right for autonomous mode. So again, for this lineup, for the Red Alliance, we have 21487. That's Bison Bot Silver from Lee's Summit. We also have 32402. That's Bison Bots Black number 2 from Lee's Summit. On the Blue Alliance, we have 24054. That's Robo Crusaders from Kansas City. And we have 30741. That's the Carnage Crushers from Kearney, Missouri. Teams are only allowed to have 4 teammates per area. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin qualification match number 3. Let's randomize the field. Go with motif 2. That's purple, green, purple artifacts. Everything's set there. All right. Red Alliance, are you ready? Blue Alliance, are you ready? Refs, scorekeeper, FTA, everybody's ready. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. And they're off. You have 21487. Shooting, there's 1. That's Bison Bots Silver taking 2 shots, 2 artifacts in. Going 1 more. 2 shy. Red Alliance has 2 artifacts. Now moving 30741. That's Carnage Crushers moving backwards. Into place, ready to fire once we go to driver mode.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. 30741. Carnage Crushers moving. Starting to push artifacts towards the human teammate. There we go, loading up. 21487. That is Red Alliance. Getting ready to shoot. That's Bison Bot Silver. That's a ref hit. Here we go. 1 going for blue. There's another one in for Red Alliance. 2 robots firing at once there. Now pushing more artifacts towards for Red Alliance. Blue Alliance, we got 30741. Carnage Crushers pushing artifacts back toward their base. 24054. That's Robo Crusaders lining up for a shot. Red Alliance continuing to shoot. Again, those artifacts in the classifier ramp, if they match up to the motif here on the obelisk, they end up getting extra points. Crowd watch as well. Red Alliance taking more shots. Blue Alliance shooting. Red Alliance shooting right. And over. 30741. That's Carnage Crushers working to collect artifacts. They have a robot that they don't necessarily have to go all the way over to their teammate to be loaded up. 32402. That's Bison Bot's black number 2. Taking shots. Here we go. Here's the end game. Last 20 seconds of the match. The end game. Teams working to fire more artifacts into their goals and then set up into the base. We have 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Shut them down. Now officials will look. They're going to look at artifacts in the classifier ramps. They're going to look at positioning of robots. They're going to take into account penalties. There are potential penalties that can be incurred if you open up your opponent's gate on their classifier ramp. That is a major penalty. If you have a robot that is in their own safe zone, that's any of their own color markings, and they get hit by another robot, that is minor points. There are no deductions for hitting an official with an artifact, even though Colin wants that added. Right now, all officials are finalizing the scores. They will double check it with the teams to make sure it's official. While we're waiting for qualification match 4, we need the other 4 teams. For the Red Alliance, it'll be 27405 and Robot 19815. For the Blue Alliance, it'll be Robot 22093 and Robot 8136. You guys are up next. We're still working on scoring up here to wrap up this qualification match number 3. Again, all the 4 robots be ready to go when this is wrapped up. All right, let's clear the field. Scores are not ready yet. We will announce those as soon as we go. Again, while we're waiting on the scores, if we could have the field reset and the other 4 robots, that will be Red Alliance will be made up of robot 27405 and 19815. For the Blue Alliance, we'll have 22093 and 8136. We need your robots up here ready to go once these scores are released. All right, here comes the scores for the 3rd qualification match. Your winning alliance is the Red Alliance. Now, as you look on the Blue Alliance, if you look, Red has pattern points. That is because of the foul on Blue that they open. So Red Alliance got the penalty. All right. Sorry, clarification. Red Alliance got the penalty because Blue opened up the Red's gate. Is that right? Red opened up the Blue gate. Sorry, I'm getting this secondhand here. Opening up the opponent's gate is a major penalty. That's where you're seeing the penalty points working in there. Okay, getting ready for the 4th qualification match. We have for the Red Alliance 37405. That's Bison Bots Black from Lee Summit. They are allied with 19815, the Law from Lawson. On the Blue Alliance, we have 22093 Bison Bots Green from Lee Summit. And they are allied with 8136 Fire and Ice from Raytown. All right, all the teams look to be ready to go, so let's randomize the field. Motif 1, green artifact, purple artifact, purple artifact. Now that the obelisk is set, Red Alliance, are you ready? Red Alliance, thumbs up, are you ready? There we go. Blue Alliance, are you ready? Refs, are we ready? Scorekeeper, FTA, We're ready. So 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off. All Alliance members moving. All right, we have 27405 moving for the Red Alliance. Both Alliance robots moving. Now we're going to wait for driver mode in another 10 seconds. Again, this is all pre-programmed. This is what the students have put in for these robots to do beforehand.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Drivers are now in control. Lining up. Those that have been preloaded with artifacts, setting up to fire. 19815 shooting. That is the law from Lawson. Aiming up. Going a little high. But they have adjustment to be able to shoot higher or lower. We got 22093 shooting. First one over. That's Bison Bot screen. Sending another. Two 27405. Setting up. That is Bison Bot's black. They got one artifact in. There's the second artifact. Going long shot. That was 22093. Bison Bot's green. 19815. The law shooting long distance. A little low with the trajectory. 27405. That's Bison Bot's black. Shooting up close. There's a green artifact. There's a purple artifact. There's another purple artifact on in. Right now, Red Alliance with 5 artifacts. Blue Alliance fine in the zone. Now, teammates can only load up artifacts when their robot is in their safe zone close by. As you're seeing right now, Red Alliance loading up 3 artifacts. Robots can only hold 3 artifacts each. Here we go. Last 20 seconds is the end game. Robots can either shoot artifacts into the goal, or they can start lining up into the base. If they can be completely supported by that base, they get potentially 10 points. If both could be supported by that base, then that's it. Shut her down. All right, judges are now determining could those robots be fully supported or not by that base. Again, pretend that base is a shelf hovering on its own in some adventure movie. If they cannot stay all the way on it and they fall off, that is not fully stabilized. Again, at this point, all scores are being finalized. Double checking with all the officials, making sure if there's any penalties that need to be added. All right, let's clear the field. Here's the results for qualification match number 4. Your winning alliance is the Red Alliance with a score of 58 red, 29 blue. No. Hey, we do have a gate infraction again, so that will add penalty points. because red opened blue gate. Blue gets a pattern points, which you can see on the blue score, that lower right here where you have the 3 in a box. That's the pattern score. They get bonus points because of the penalty. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going into another competitive break, allowing these teams to work on the robots and prove them for the next round. While you're waiting, the Lawson Robotics Booster Club does have concession stand out there with food. They take cash and credit. And also, if you want a t-shirt souvenir to either give as a Christmas present or hold on or wear now, they are doing that out there as well. It's $20 for sizes up to extra large, $25 for double XL and triple XL. All right, crowd, here comes your part of the song. Get ready for it. There we go. We're on it. All right, we have about 2 minutes, a little over 2 minutes before qualification match number 5. For that match, I'll need, for the Red Alliance, 27405 and 8136. For the Blue Alliance, 32402 and 24054. Here comes again, crowd. Make sure we know you're awake. Here comes your moment. All right, we got 27 seconds. I need those teams on the field. Again, for the Red Alliance, we need 27405. That's Bison Bots Black number 1. We also need 8136, Red Alliance, Fire and Ice. Blue Alliance, we need 32402, Bison Bots Black number 2. And we need 24054, Robo Crusaders, to the field as we are ready to start. All right, for Red Alliance, we have 27405. That's Bison Bots Black number 1 from Lee's Summit. We also have 8136, Fire and Ice from Raytown. For the Blue Alliance, we have 32402, Bison Bots Black number 2 from Lee's Summit. And we still need 24054, the Robo Crusaders from Kansas City. All right, again, all robots need to be touching either the wall or the goal. They also need to be touching the line in the triangle. Teams can load 3 artifacts into their robots for that first 30 seconds. And we appreciate everybody who's taking pictures remaining behind that camera post. We appreciate that very much for your safety as well as the safety of the equipment. Brad, your attention is needed at the arena. All right, let's randomize the field. Motif number 1 is up. All right, Red Alliance, are you ready? Thumbs up all the way down. There we go. Blue Alliance, are you ready? Thumbs up. I got half thumbs up. There we go. Blue Alliance is ready. Refs, are you ready? Scorekeeper ready. FTA ready. Crowd, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! And we're off. Both Blue Alliance robots begin to move into place. No shots going to be taken at this time with 20 seconds left in autonomous mode. Different challenge, first game of the season, or first match of the season. Everybody figuring out what they need to do and how to adjust that opening programming. 4 seconds left in autonomous mode.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And here we go. Now for the crazy exciting part as all these teams move. 27405. That would be Bison Bots Black lining up for their first shots. Purple artifact bouncing in. 32402. That's Bison Bots Black starting to move. Red Alliance has 2 artifacts in. Blue working to line up for a shot. Here comes back 27405. Bison Bots Black lining up for a shot. Bison Bots Black lined up, getting ready for the shots at the goal. That's a purple artifact in the classifier ramp, a green artifact in, and a purple artifact in. Moving through, we've got still about 30 seconds left before End game. $27405, getting ready for more shots. That is Bison Bots Black. There's a blue, or purple, there's another purple. Green bounces free. Again, if they can get their lineup to match the motif up here on the obelisk, they get extra points for that. 32402 set up for endgame. That's Bison Bots Black number 2 on the base. Over here you have Red Alliance set up as well. That's 8136 Fire and Ice on the base. With 6 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Again, reminder all teams, when that buzzer goes off, you need to stop and put your controllers down. You guys, there's minor and major penalties. Minor penalties if you have a robot in your own safe zone. So if Red Alliance has theirs where the red tape is, or Blue Alliance has theirs where the blue tape is, and you are run into by an opponent's robot, that is a minor penalty for that team that ran into them. Major penalty is if you touch or you open up the gate of your opponent's team on that classifier ramp, that is a major penalty. All right, let's clear the field. Here's the results for qualification match number 5. Your winning alliance is the Red Alliance. Red Alliance with 47 points, Blue Alliance with 15 points. Now setting up for qualification match number 6, we need for the Red Alliance 19815 and 22093 to the field. Blue Alliance, we need 21487 and 30741. All right, for Red Alliance, we have 22093. That's Bison Bots Green from Lee Summit. We also have 19815, The Law from Lawson. For the Blue Alliance, we have 30741. That's the Carnage Crushers from Kearney. They're allied with 21487, Bison Bots Silver from Lee's Summit. Field is being set. Teams are loading artifacts into their machines, ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's randomize the field. Motif 1, again, that's green artifact, purple artifact. Red Alliance, are you ready? Blue Alliance, are you ready? Refs, are you ready? Not yet. All right, refs, we are now ready. Scorekeeper ready. FTA is ready. Everybody's ready. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. And they're off, set up. 21487. That's Bison Bot Silver taking a shot. That's one purple artifact in. That is a green artifact in. And a purple artifact over the top. Did not make connection to any officials, however. All robots in position with 8 seconds left.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Here we go, and they are off. All robots moving, trying to set up into position to take the shot. Both red alliance robots line up. 19815, firing over the top. We got blue lines 30741 line up for their shot. That's 21487. That's Bison Bot Silver with the long shots. 22093 firing over the top. That is Bison Bot Screen taking the shot for gold. Here comes 21487 Bison Bot Silver firing for the goal. That's a green artifact in. Followed up with a purple artifact. The Lost getting ready to fire from downtown. 21487, that would be Bison Bot Silver firing another artifact in. There we go, 30741. That would be Carnage Crushers from Carney taking the shots. Again, each class fire ramp does hold 9 artifacts. After that, extra artifacts will roll all the way down the ramp back in the playing field. They count as points, not as many as those in the ramp. If the team wants to, they can hit that gate and empty their own ramp for a chance to get more points. Here we go. It's end game. Last 20 seconds of the game. 21487. Bison Bot Silver taking shots for the goal. Now both teams starting to line up in the base, trying to get full points that they can. And that's time. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Officials are going to talk about points, how many artifacts are in that class fire ramp, how many of those artifacts match the motif, if there's any penalties, as well as if those robots are in the base completely or partially. After this match, we'll take another competition break. With only 8 teams, there's going to have teams that are going to be back-to-back. We don't want to do that. We don't want to pressure them into back-to-back matches. We want to give them time to adjust their robots, make fixes or corrections, so they can come out and compete better than the next round. Let's clear the field. Your results for competition match number 6. Blue Lions with the win. Blue Lions has a new event high score of 84 points for the morning. Red Alliance with 33. Now, as we go into this 5-minute competition break, for qualification match number 7, we're going to need for the Red Alliance robot 24054 and robot 8136. Blue Alliance, we're going to need 19815 and 21487. Ladies and gentlemen, you have 4.5 minutes to work on your robot, then get it back here on the field so we can start on time. Ladies and gentlemen in the crowd, hey, it's 11 o'clock. We're hitting that lunch hour. You might be getting hungry. Why wait till you go home? Why try to figure out on the way home? We have the Lawson Robotics Booster Club out here. They have hot dogs. They have pulled pork sandwiches. You can order nachos plain or with pulled pork. They have candy, chips, soda, Gatorade, water, all the stuff that you could eat. And hey, if you don't have cash because it's the weekend and you already spent it on haunted houses, they also take credit cards. Then if you want a souvenir out there, you have a lady making t-shirts. They can either be a 3rd annual Lawson Robotics t-shirt, or she has some fun robotics swag for you as well. Go out there, get the swag. $20 for any size up to extra large. Double XL, triple XL is $25. She takes cash and Venmo, or if you sweet talk her, she might take a credit card. Robo Crusaders, Fire and Ice, The Law, and Bison Bot Silver. You have 3 minutes and 13 seconds to wrap up and have your robots on the field. Also, teams and spectators, we are missing a purple artifact. So if you see that thing is rolled around somewhere, is out there, if you could get it back to the field. Never mind, we just got it. Teams, you are down to 2 minutes to finish working on corrections and have your robot out here ready to go. And I'm going to get a shout out right now from here to Astromex for that really cool looking R2-D2 on their table. I like that. All right, we have 20 seconds. I need both robots out here ready to go. 16 seconds. Blue Alliance, I need the Law and Bison Bot Silver. Red Alliance, I need Robo Crusaders and Fire and Ice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for this next qualification match, we have for the Red Alliance, 8136 Fire and Ice from Raytown. We also have 24054 Robo Crusaders from Kansas City. For the Blue Alliance, we have 21487. That's Bison Bot Silver of Lee Summit. And we have 19815, The Law from Lawson. There's a couple people woke up. Again, all robots can be loaded with up to 3 artifacts ready for autonomous mode. The FTA is checking controllers, making sure everything is set up ready for autonomous mode. The controllers themselves are off. Again, first 30 seconds is all pre-programming. All right, we are ready. Let's randomize the field. We are motif 3. Purple artifact, green artifact. That might be the first time all morning. Red Alliance, are you ready? Blue Alliance, are you ready? Refs. All right, scorekeeper. Scorekeeper's ready. FTA, they're ready. Crowd, are you awake and ready? That's kind of lame. Are you awake and ready? That's better. Now 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off. Blue Lions setting up, take shots. 21487. That would be Bison Bot Silver. That would be 2 purple artifacts. Going for 3 for 3. They're in. Moving out of the way. 10 more seconds of autonomous mode. Here we go. In a few seconds.
Pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
We are in driver mode. All robots flying around. You have 21487 moving artifacts into the zone so they can get reloaded and take more shots. Here we go. Bison Bot Silver firing in. There's a 4th one. Again, these classifier ramps can hold up to 9 artifacts. That's the Law taking shots from downtown as well. If they can match on their classifier ramp the same pattern as the motif, they get bonus points per artifact. Bison Bot Silver take another shot. Again, all these robots moving in, trying to get into scoring range here. 21487, Bison Bot Silver taking more shots. The Law moving to get into position as well. 8136, that would be Fire and Ice. Working in position, working to collect an artifact, and then fire it into the goal. Again, all robots need to be careful, as if they hit that gate, they will be penalized. If they hit an opponent's robot while in a safe zone, they get minor penalty. Here's Bison Bot Silver taking shots again. We got 3 seconds to end game. Here's the end game. Again, they have 20 seconds to fire remaining artifacts into the goal or set up their team. That's Bison Bot Silver with a shot from downtown. Now all robots trying to get set up to either be fully in the base or at least partially. That's it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a lot of action on the arena. Officials are now figuring out the scores. As they're figuring out the scores for qualification match number 8, I'm going to need out here and ready. Red Alliance 22093 and 32402. For Blue Alliance, I will need 30741 and 27405. Again, during this time period, you have the officials talking about what they scored, the reasons behind it, making sure everybody is on the same page. And while we're doing that, while the next set of robots are getting ready, we want to thank all of you taking pictures for staying behind that camera boom. That way you are safe as well as the equipment. All right, let's clear the field. As they're clearing, if we can have the other 4 robots coming up, here comes qualification match results. Blue Alliance with the win. Blue Alliance with a score of 83, Red Alliance 23. Again, we need the other 4 robots out here ready to go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for this next round, we've got, for the Red Alliance, 22093, Bison Bots Green from Lee's Summit. We have 32402, Bison Bots Block number 2 from Lee's Summit. On the Blue Alliance, we have 30741, the Carnage Crushers from Kearney. And we have 27405, Bison Bots Block number 1 from Lee's Summit. We're checking to make sure controllers are set ready for autonomous mode, not on driver mode. All different strategies. Some teams have loaded up their robot up with artifacts. Some have decided not to. Teams get points during autonomous mode for scoring artifacts in the goal and for some types of movement. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to go. Let's randomize the field. Motif number 2, purple artifact, green artifact, purple artifact. We have the obelisk set up. With all that set up, Red Alliance, are you ready? Blue Alliance, are you ready? Refs ready. Scorekeeper ready. FTA ready. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off. Both blue alliances moving back. And we are set there. You do get some points for movement. Not supposed to be collisions. 15 more seconds. Again, this is all pre-programmed. Everybody, this is programming that they've done that the robots operate completely on their own. But here in about 3 seconds, craziness will start when the drivers take over.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
It's about to get crazy. Here we go. Both blue alliance robots setting up. We got 27405. That's Bison Bots Black from Lee Summit. We also have 30741. That's Carnage Crusher taking the shot from deeper. So far, Blue Alliance looking at 3 artifacts in their classified ramp. Now moving more artifacts into the zone to be loaded up. Same thing, 32402, looking to be loaded by artifacts. So, again, robots should not be contacting opponents' robots while they're in the safe zone. 32402 working to line up a shot as 30741. Carnage Crusher's trying to collect more artifacts. Here we go, 27405. That would be Bison Bots Black taking 3 shots. Artifacts in the classifier ramp. On the other side, 32402. Bison Bots Black number 2 from Lee Summit. Firing a purple artifact in. We still have about 18 seconds before the end game. 22093, that would be Bison Bots Green working to line up to shoot for the goal. 30741, that would be Carnage Crushers with 2 artifacts. And it is endgame. That was my first shot. So whoever's got the over-under on me, that's 1 for the day. All right, 27405. Bison Bots Black with 2 more. With 2, 1, 0. That's it. Shut them down. All right, now the judges will be looking to see, does their spots in the base count as full, partial, or not at all for extra points. All right, again, the refs are talking about what's scoring, what penalties, what counts. Again, the artifacts that are in the classified ramps are locked in there. The pattern matches what is on this motif on the obelisk. They get extra points. If they have an artifact in the classifier ramp, that counts as 3 points. If it is in the motif, they get 2 extra points per artifact. Again, they also get points for being securely on the base or partially on the base. There are negative points. Points taken away if they touch or open up an opponent's gate. If they run into an opponent's robot while that opponent's robot is in a safe zone. Plenty of discussion. The officials talk amongst themselves, and then they approve everything with the teams as well. All right, let's clear the field. All results for qualification match number 8. Your winning alliance is the Blue Alliance. Blue Alliance with a new event high score. That's 88 points for the morning. Red Alliance with 36. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we will have another short competitive break of 5 minutes, which has started. We are down about 4 minutes, 35 seconds. When we come back, I'll need for the Red Alliance robots 24054 and 21487. So for the Red Alliance, I will need the Robo Crusaders and the Bison Bots Silver. For the Blue Alliance, I'll need Bison Bots Black #1 and Bison Bots Green. For those 4 robots, you have 4 minutes, 10 seconds to do your adjustments and bring them out here on the field. Three minutes. Robo Crusaders, Bison Bots Silver, Bison Bots Black #1, and Bison Bots Green. You have just under 3 minutes to do your correct changes and have your robots on the field ready to go. Two minutes of game time. All right, 1 minute to game time. We need Robo Crusaders, Bison Bots Silver, Bison Bots Black #1, and Bison Bots Green ready to go in under a minute. So for qualification match number 9 of 12 this morning, we have for the Red Alliance 21487 Bison Bots Silver from Lee's Summit. We have 24054 Robo Crusaders from Holy Cross Catholic School in Kansas City. For the Blue Alliance, we have 27405 Bison Bots Black #1 and 22093 Bison Bots Green, both from Lee's Summit. The 4 other teams are still working on their robots. You have this match, but be ready to go afterwards. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to go. Let's randomize the field. Motif number 2. Red Alliance, are you ready? Blue Alliance, are you ready? Refs, scorekeeper, FTA, we're ready. 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off. All 3 of the 4 robots moving. We have 21487 Bison Bot Silver taking shots. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is autonomous mode. This is pre-programmed. No drivers in. 2, 3, 1 right on the rim. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. That's what Meatloaf said. We have 3 more seconds, so drivers.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And here we go. All 4 robots on the move. We have 27405. That is Bison Bots Black. Getting ready to line it up, take a shot. We got 21487. That's Bison Bots Silver taking shots. There's Purple Artifact in 27405. Two 2093 Bison Bots Green line it up. 24054. That's Robo Crusaders taking shots from. Yeah, that's 21487 Bison Bots Silver shooting from downtown. 22093 Bison Bots Green lining up. Way over top. Watch out on the outside. We have Bison Bots Black coming in close, looking for shots. Red Alliance taking the shots from their side. 21487 Bison Bots Silver. 24054 working to line up. Right here next to me, 27405 Bison Bots Black. Taking shots at goal with the artifacts. All robots moving heavily. Both sides have 4 artifacts in the classifier ramp with about 14 seconds left before endgame. But here we go. It's last 20 seconds. This is endgame. Robots taking their final shots at goal. Trying to add more artifacts into their classifier ramp. Then working to set up into the base. And that's the end of the game. All robots stop. Now we're deciding, are they fully supported, partially supported? And we remind all contestants, the motto for robotics, gracious professionalism. As points are being tabulated for qualification match number 9. Qualification match number 10 will need for Red Alliance 32402 and 30741. For the Blue Alliance, we'll need 8136 and 19815. Okay, at this stage, all officials are checking with the teams, going over the scoring grid, telling them what points they got, what deductions they got. Then doing the final scoring grid at the head table. All right, we are clearing the field. There will be a slight delay before scores are finalized. Some last-second adjustments before we release. As they're clearing and resetting the field, we need all 4 robots for a qualification match. Number 10 of 12 to make your way to the field and get set up, ready to go. Alrighty, here's the result of our last match. Your winning alliance, the Blue Alliance with the win. Score 55 for blue, 38 for red. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to go back, take a look at that last score. We have a bug in the system that did not record something correctly. Could we have all teams that just left? Please check. We are missing a purple artifact. So please double check your robots. Double check the area around. We are missing a... All right, and that score from the previous match is being released here. Re-released. Blue Alliance with the win with 55 to 38. The difference is not in the score, it is in the ranking points. All right, for this next matchup, we have Bison Bots Black, number 2 from Lee Summit. The Carnage Crushers from Kearney. For the Blue Alliance, we have Fire and Ice from Raytown and the Law from Lawson. And we're ready to go, so let's randomize the field. Randomize. Motif number 2, we're ready. Red Alliance, are you ready? Blue Alliance, are you ready? Refs ready? Scorekeeper ready? FTA ready? We're ready. 3, 2, 1, go. And they're up. All 4 robots are moving. No shots being taken. They do get certain points for moving. That will be decided by the officials. Two more seconds.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
All right, here we go. This is driver mode now. Now you have the drivers in control, getting ready to take shots. Start off with the Law lining up. On the other side, you have 30741, the Carnage Crushers. Law firing over. 32402. That'd be Bison Bots Black number 2 up close, ready to take shots. And the Law firing from downtown. In the meantime, you have 30741 Carnage Crushers picking up extra artifacts, moving into location. Hey, the law now back up and loaded. There's 30741. That's Carnage Crushers taking shots. 19815 lining up. And over top. Our outside workers getting quite the workout, running down these artifacts as they go flying all across the gym. A136 Fire and Ice working to collect some artifacts. Law lining up. That is a purple artifact in for the Blue Lions. Green artifact in. And now a third purple. That's 3 for 3 on that shot for the Law. We are now in in-game. Final movements as teams work to finish off sending artifacts in. There's a third artifact with 6 seconds left to go. Now we have teams moving to get their robots into position, and that is time. Again, for all teams, when that buzzer goes off, you have to stop and set your controllers down. No last second movements. Officials are checking, making sure that all robots are within the zones. Find out which one gets full points, which gets partial points. Also counting up those artifacts, seeing how many fit in the same motif that was on the obelisk at the beginning. Again, so that all teams can get time to make adjustments to their robots before the next round. We'll have another 5-minute competitive break before we have our last 2 qualification matches of the morning. When we start with qualification match number 11, we clear the field. We'll need the 4 robots ready to go immediately. We are waiting on the scores. Here we go. Your results for qualification match number 10. Blue Lions with the win. Tight matchup. Blue Lions getting 53 points. Red Alliance with 48 points. We now have under 5 minutes. Those next 4 teams, we're going to need you ready to go when the buzzer goes. Again, those teams will be robots 21487, 27405. That'll be the Red Alliance. Blue Alliance 19815 and 32402. So again, Red Alliance, Bisonbot Silver, Bisonbot's Black number 1. Blue Alliance, The Law, and Bisonbot's Black number 2. We will need you on the field and ready in 4 minutes, 15 seconds. Robot teams, we have about 3 minutes left. 3 minutes till game time. minutes. 2 minutes to game time. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to point out how much work these students, their coaches, and the teams are doing on these robots, not just today, but all throughout this entire time. Talking to the teams, I know there were teams that were up late just trying to get their robots functional last night, and now they're out here competing, scoring points, and trying to move up the rankings. So big kudos to all of the teams, their players, and their coaches for all the work and time they are putting into these efforts. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to get going early, so we're going to kick it off. Let's randomize the field. Motif number 23, Colin's favorite. All right, Red Alliance, are you ready? Blue Alliance, are you ready? Refs, scorekeeper, FTA, we're all ready. So 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off. All 4 robots are moving. That's 2-1-4-8-7. Bison Silver taking shots for the goal. That's a purple artifact in. Here we go, green artifact. It's in as well. 2 of 3. Now we have 13 more seconds of autonomous. Teams do get points for movement to an extent. And here we go, 5 seconds. It's about to get crazy.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. All robots now on the move. Collisions on the outside. We have 32402 here close. Bison Bots Black number 2. Then we have the Law 19815 shooting from downtown for the Blue Alliance. All 3 in for the Blue Alliance. On the other side, you got 21487. That's Bison Bots Silver taking shots. Right now, both teams with artifacts in their classifier ramps. Again, those ramps will hold 9 artifacts. That's the Law taking shots deep again. Lined up, 6 for 6. Again, if those artifacts in that classifier ramp match the pattern of the motif, they get extra points. That's 3 points for every artifact in the ramp. Extra bonus points for having it in the motif. Extra 2 points per artifact. Now, as you can see, both classified ramps have 8 artifacts in it. If they put 1 more in, and it is now full, any other artifact that goes in there will slide all the way out. They will get 1 point per artifact. After that, if they want to get even more points, the team can empty their own classified ramp. Oh, now there's empty. The Law now working to empty their own classified ramp so they can add more points. With 7 seconds left before endgame. On the other side, there's an extra point. Now that one will slide all the way down. They get a point for that. We are in endgame. All robots now moving. The Law taking a late shot there before now with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shut them down. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give all these teams a big round of applause. That's the first time we've had both classified ramps full with extras rolling down. Those of you that have been here all morning, you can see the work that these students are putting into these robots. They have gotten a lot more efficient as the morning has gone on. As we're tabulating scores, if we can have the other 4 robots up and ready for the final qualification match this morning. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we will be having more teams come in this afternoon. We'll have a whole nother set of 12 rounds this afternoon. So don't go anywhere, stick around. And in between rounds, stay close. We've got food out here, the Lawson Athletic Booster Club, serving hot dogs, nachos, pulled pork sandwiches, and more. And then go ahead and pick up your t-shirt as well. T-shirts are $20 for up to an extra large, $25 for a double or triple X. Oh, let's clear the field. Here's the results for qualification match number 11. You're winning Red Alliance with the win, 67-53. Red Alliance gets the 3 ranking points as well. As all of the fields getting reset, I need the Red Alliance made up of Bison Bots Green and Robo Crusaders, and Blue Alliance, Fire and Ice, and Carnage Crushers.
Took me to the future in the flux thing. I saw everything. And another one, another one,
Robo Crusaders, we need you to the arena.
To the year 3000, this song had gone multi-platinum. Everybody on it had so Kelly Clarkson. Shift to the year 3000, this song had gone multi-platinum. He built a time machine. I wanted a film of scene. Yeah. Been to the but she's changed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this round we have Bison Bots Green from Lee's Summit. We have the Robo Crusaders from Kansas City. We have Fire and Ice from Raytown. And we have the Carnage Crushers from Cardi. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's randomize the field. Number 22, that's Motif 2. With that set, Red Alliance, are you ready? Blue Alliance, are you ready? Refs, scorekeeper, FTA, crowd, one more time, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! And we're off. We have movement 30741 lined up. Each one set, lined up, ready. A136. Officials looking at placement, seeing which points are counting. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, 0.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. All robots on the move now. 22093. That's going to be Bison Bots Green. Nailing the head official. I'm not sure if that should be points for or points against. That is 30741. Carnage Crushers landing the artifact. There's, rejected from the rim. Taking another shot. On the other side, 24054. That's Robo Crusaders taking the long shots. They're taking the rainbow shots. All right, all moving. Run the line down. That's 22093. Bison Bot Screen taking the shot from downtown. Getting loaded back up. Here we go, another round. 24054. Robo Crusaders taking their first shot. Working to get those artifacts in the goal. Yeah, Robot Inspired from all around the arena with 24 seconds left before endgame. 22093, Bison Bot Screen taking shot. Here we go, 30741. That's Carnage Crushers lined up. Shot one. Getting closer, line up. Next shot. All right, we are in endgame. That is 24054 with an artifact in the classifier ramp. A136, Skirley working against Skirley in the zone. 24054, Robo Crusaders trying to get into the box. And that's time. All drivers down. Ladies and gentlemen, as our officials are counting everything up, making sure everything's scored right, let's give a big round of applause for all of these people up here who have volunteered their time to put this event on this morning and this afternoon. All of these people volunteer their time. I've heard all their salaries were doubled this year. All right, let's clear the field. The results for the final qualification match of this morning. Blue Alliance with the win. Blue Alliance with 50 points. Red with 33. Blue gets the 3 ranking points as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I know some of you are staying for the afternoon. Some of you are done as of this morning. If you have time, stick around. We have more great robotic action coming in after lunch. Those of you that are hungry, they're serving hot dogs, nachos, pulled pork sandwiches, and more out there. Help support the Lawson Robotics Booster Club. Also, pick up your souvenir t-shirt. Don't head downtown. Don't waste your gas money. Stay right here. Help out.